A group of gamer friends, Tom, Frank, Steve, and Ben, would get together every night to play horror games. One evening, they came across a new game called The Abandoned Server. None of them had heard of it before, but the reviews on forums claimed the game was so terrifying that very few players could make it to the end. Intrigued, they decided to give it a try. They downloaded the game, and after setting it up, they quickly dove into a dark, abandoned city with buildings that looked like the ruins of old servers. But something felt off about the game. The graphics were too realistic, and the noises behind them sounded almost as if they were happening in real life, not just in the game. It started with small things. The lights in the room flickered, the screen glitched, and for a few seconds, a strange message popped up, "Server connected." They shrugged it off as a bug, but a moment later, Tom suddenly went silent. The others asked what was wrong, but there was no answer. All they could hear through his mic were strange noises, like footsteps running. "Tom, you there?" Frank asked. "Nothing, just the sound of wind in the game." Then, without warning, Tom's character started moving on its own, even though Tom was no longer online. "What the hell?" Steve muttered. Then his character froze too, and a faint whisper came through his headset. "You're next." One by one, the friends disappeared from the chat. Their avatars glitched, froze, then vanished into the darkness of the screen. Only Ben was left. He nervously stared at the darkened screen, realizing something was terribly wrong. He tried calling his friends, but none of them answered. Finally, the same whisper filled his headset that the others had heard. "You're the last. The server is waiting." A message appeared on his screen. "Exit not available." With shaking hands, Ben tried to shut off his computer, but it wouldn't respond. Then, he heard footsteps coming from the game, as if someone was walking toward him through the virtual streets. He turned around and saw a dark figure standing in the corner of his room. The next day, the news reported that 4 young men had gone missing. Their computers were found, all running the same server, a server no one could trace or find in any known game lists. They say the abandoned server was never part of the internet. It was something else entirely, and anyone who plays it never leaves.